Courtesy of Cynthia Erivo, a whole new audience became aware of the Wizard of Spinoff Wicked, which is based on a musical, which is based on a book, spun off from the original Wonderful World of Oz books by L Frank Baum. And now, that whole new audience is ready to sit the movie out, when Part 1 opens soon in theaters everywhere. But fans questioning the sanity of hiding Cynthia Erivo is something new. No one had issues with her until she lashed out at the fans. Ariana Grande, by contrast, was the bigger issue among fans of the musical, and now she has responded to the backlash surrounding her casting. Let's dive in. Just to set the stage for those who only know about Wicked from Erivo's meltdown and subsequent non-apology, let's begin by revisiting our video detailing the production troubles plaguing the production since day one, and see that for hardcore fans of the musical, the problem was always Ariana Grande. The article continues. Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo were cast as the iconic duo Glinda and Elphaba later that year, and filming kicked off in June 2022. But the turmoil surrounding the film didn't end there, as rumors of an explosive affair between Ariana and her co-star Ethan Slater emerged soon after production began. Their whirlwind romance completely captured the nation, especially after it was reported that Ethan had cheated on his wife with the singer just months after the birth of his son. It seemed that the Wicked movie had been overshadowed by the controversial pairing and the scrutiny surrounding Ethan's alleged infidelity, and Grande's alleged home wrecking. While the Daily Mail chooses not to focus on that in this write-up, as we saw in the previous video, this was a very big deal to musical fans following the production. To them, it was always Ariana Grande that was the problem, not Cynthia Erivo. The Daily Mail captured the social media reactions from when the casting was announced, and they read, "I've been waiting for this movie adaptation for so long, and you give us Ariana Grande as Glinda?" One person scathed on X, formerly known as Twitter, following the announcement. "I don't like Ariana as Glinda. I'm sorry, she's just not a great actress," someone else said. "Cannot begin to describe my disappointment in Ariana Grande being cast as Glinda," another upset user added. "Another musical adaptation down the toilet." Ariana Grande being cast as Glinda feels like a parody joke about the miscasting based on celebrity status. "I hate it here," a fourth tweet read. A fifth said, "Ariana will always be an amazing singer and person, but as Glinda, she's not the right choice." The Daily Mail also posted screenshots from their own comment section, where the British musical fans piled on Grande, with comments like, "Ariana Grande has been cast as Glinda in the Wicked movie and I'm fucking devastated. About 15 years I've been waiting for this movie to be made and this is the payoff? Nah mate, fuck this shit." Another said, "Ariana Grande as Glinda? Oh hell no. Someone tell her you have to actually be able to understand the words in a musical." But to be fair, Grande had some support as well, including from Kristin Chenoweth, who originated this iteration of the character on Broadway. Point is though, during the movie's development and production, it was Ariana Grande who was the cause of controversy, not Cynthia Erivo. But because of Cynthia Erivo, all of the movie's past problems are now under scrutiny again, including Ariana Grande, who now suddenly has to defend herself, again, after everybody already had moved on, and the movie already has screened for the select few critics that were hand-picked, because the studio expected a good review from them, in order to drive up the Rotten Tomatoes score before the audience finds out that they've been watching Wicked Part 1, and what promises to be the most bloated and filler-filled project this side of the Hobbit trilogy. This write-up then comes from Deadline Hollywood, and their piece, "Ariana Grande understands fan criticism of her Wicked casting. I get it." It reads, "As a long-time Wicked fan, Ariana Grande knew she had some big slippers to fill with her casting as Galinda Upland. While discussing the audition process, actually, I can discuss that audition process too. Here's how it went. The producers compiled a list of starlets that had the right electability criteria and minimum talent required for the role, so for all we know, Rachel Zegler might have been on that shortlist as well. But whether she was or wasn't, of everyone on that list, Ariana Grande had the biggest social media following, even if others might have been more suitable for the role. That is trumped by social media following though, so Ariana Grande it was. Moving on. While discussing the audition process for John M. Chu's feature adaptation of the Broadway musical, the 2-time Grammy winner opened up about the pressure to get the character right and the challenge of breaking out of her pop star box. "This is something I loved so much about auditioning for Wicked," explained Grande on the Sentimental Men podcast. Incidentally, a podcast I have never heard of, never listened to, and with that title, never will, but moving on. It has to be earned. Anything on this scale, being part of anything, it's not just given because they know, for one thing. So it's just fun to kind of have the challenge of reframing people's perception and doing the work to earn your way back into other spaces. Having done musical theatre since 8 years old, and having long been a fan of the Tony-winning musical, Grande understood fans would have high expectations for her in the role. "I felt a little bit of the initial nervousness, or the sort of preconceived notions about what I might be able to deliver or not deliver, or why I would be wrong or whatever," she explained, noting that fans haven't seen the training she underwent ahead of the audition. Going off a side to side, I probably would have said the same thing, Grande said of her critics. "I probably would have said, why the F? Kill me. I've waited 20 years for this. Kill me. I would have said that. As a fan from the outside, knowing of only 7 rings, probably I'd say, well that's bullshit, so I get it." And I gotta commend her, because that is the right answer. She is acknowledging that based on what the fans have seen of her before, they have every right to be worried. Of course, she has done more training that they haven't seen, but based on what they have seen, their feelings are understandable. Gotta hand it to Grande, that is respecting the fans and the audience. Now all you've gotta do is prove to them that that extra training and experience you've had that they haven't seen would have been enough to win them over if they had seen it, something which will be settled when the movie opens. We'll find that out soon enough, but just based on that answer, I'm hoping she will be vindicated. The article concludes. Based on the smash Broadway musical, Wicked follows Elphaba, Cynthia Erivo, and Glinda, Grande, as they first meet at Schiss University and share a life-changing encounter with the Wizard of Oz, Jeff Goldblum. Chu was tapped to direct the Universal adaptation back in 2021. The first Wicked installment premieres November 22nd, with the second following on November 21st of 2025. Let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments.